I'm Devin of Cognito Moto, and we love vapor hunting.
So my name's Seth Hoffman. I've worked for Cognito Moto for about 8 months. And for the first about 4 or 5 months, I was sandblasting parts mainly in the back of the shop. And the only problem with that is there's a lot of dust that gets kicked up into like your eyes and your nose. So working back there sucked a lot. And then my boss bought a vapor hen, and we can actually have that in the front of the store now and out of the dust, and it doesn't cause as much allergies. It's a lot easier to use. And I had to use this when I sandblasted.
So do you still have to use that?
No, not at all anymore. I don't want to throw it. We make hubs for front-end conversions and clamps for them. So that's mainly what I'm vapor hunting. We'll send it to Anodizing to paint it.
Originally, we reached out to Vapor Hunting Technologies because we decided that we were going to go from powder coating parts to anodizing parts. And when we did that, we bead blasted all our parts and then we sent them to anodizing, which if you bead blast, it leaves a rough surface, and so the anodizing finish is very dull. And what was happening is if you touch it or your fingernails hit it, you'd leave marks all over the parts.
Visibility is a whole lot better too. We'd have to replace the glass on the sandblaster all the time because it'll just scratch the inside of it, and that doesn't even happen with the vapor hen.
We got the vapor hone and we anodized. We actually vapor honed the anodized parts to start with, and that was enough to smooth them out and give us a nice matte finish. It almost looks like a gun finish on the parts. This being not so abrasive allows us to still run an anodized part through it and even out the finish without messing up the part, Or if we do a post process, like if we take the anodized part and somebody wants us to drill holes in it for risers or something like that, or gauges, we can drill the part will get a little marked up from the chips, but then we can run it back through the vapor hone and even it out and take out all the blemishes from remachining an anodized part.
Yeah, it's a lot quieter than the sandblaster and doesn't create like nearly as much of a mess. So we'd have to hook up a vacuum to the sandblaster and actually clean up the surrounding area after using it. But now we can just use that and leave it afterwards, not even have to worry about it.
It's nice because, if you scratch a machine part, the only way you're going to get that scratch out is remachine it, unless you sand the whole part down. If in the process of making them, stacking the parts, moving them around, you get scratches on them, it's not a big deal, because you're going to hit it again and get that nice even finish. And two, for what we're getting out of it, it was a lot more efficient to do this than go to polishing everything. When you start polishing stuff, you're rounding off corners, and that's not what we were looking to do. We're just looking for a nice even finish. Some parts that we do, we want them to look like they were casted, not machined. We can get that look.
Going to the sandblaster took a lot of time, and it didn't really do an even finish.
No, it's not so dependent on the operator to get a nice even finish.
And the vapor hen, it doesn't really take that much effort to actually get the even finish on it.
You can teach somebody in a few minutes, here, step on this pedal and hold a few inches back and go to town. Seth even got a name tag out of it. Even a monkey can do it.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate vapor honing the sandblasting?
Sandblasting is like a 3, and vapor hen would be easily a 10. Should I say that? Sandblaster used to shock the hell out of me too in the wintertime, and that never happens with the vapor hen.